Hey, what's going on? Hello, Heather. How are you?
I'm doing all right. You can hear me,
Yeah,
right?
I can.
Is this thing on?
That's a good sign that you're doing okay. Is that we can finally hear you.
Yes, yes.
Had
Man,
some.
technology, I just love it.
I know. It's kind of crazy, but anyway, folks. Hey, listen. How's everybody out there? Hope everybody's having an awesome day. I know here it's pouring down rain. I know, and
Really?
my buddy Andrew in Tennessee is pouring down rain, so we're all getting hit with a bunch of rain. So,
It's weird. It's
and you
weird.
guys are cold.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. It's weird weather all over the place because Arizona is actually cold.
It's kind of
Weird.
crazy.
Yeah. Now, according to the thermometer right now, it's 51 degrees outside. Middle of
51.
the
Wow.
afternoon, 51 degrees in southern Arizona.
How about
Makes
that?
total sense.
I know. We got anybody out there with us tonight so far? You got
I think
anybody?
Andrew is here and Mike
Okay.
is here, so that part's good. We'll say hello to Mike.
Hey,
He's
Mike.
just listening while he's riding along in that car.
All right. Well,
That's
we'll talk
awesome.
about you. We'll talk about you, and then that way you
Yeah,
can listen.
and he can't fight back when that happens. So Andrew says it's afternoon, but not sure how good it is with all that rain.
Mm-hmm.
But we are live everywhere. He says YouTube and Twitch,
Well,
which is
thank
all that he
you.
cares about. And then
That's
look
right.
who else joined us. Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard. I haven't seen Richard in a while. That's my buddy there.
Nice and sunny 63, he says.
We're jealous and stop it. Who cares?
I know, right? Wow, it's
All
50
right.
degrees there too. So that's just weird. When I'm in Arizona, he's in Tennessee, and we have the same.
Yeah.
Although there's no rain, I don't have rain, so it's not the
Right.
same.
So it's not the
Anyway,
same.
so we've
It's the
talked
same. But
about
it's not. Yeah.
we've
Let's talk
talked about the
about the
weather. So that tells you just how much of a great show this is going to be. We started out talking. So, oh my gosh, I have to
What?
say hello, Dave.
There he is.
And he said hi to you too, I guess. Whatever.
Hey, Dave. How are you, sir?
Oh, it's the best. It's like the best running joke ever. Right
It is.
there.
It is.
Richard cares and the dogs care.
That's
We
all that
don't
matters.
though, Richard. We don't.
That's all that matters. Well, today I figure we would talk about. I had a lot of people asking me this. I'm thinking about doing a couple of videos on this as well because everybody knows I like to do help videos and that kind of stuff. And I get more compliments on my comparison videos that I do, like when I compare like mobile to computer on the same app, or if I compare something to something. So I wanted to talk about this because this came up in our community about somebody was talking about, when Hangouts finally is gone, we need to be able to do something and all this kind of stuff. And so I just wanted to bring up YouTube, StreamYard, Zoom, OBS, and I put the 3 dots there because
Facebook Live, Instagram Live,
Ecamm,
LinkedIn Live, Ecamm, Be Live,
XSplit, vMix. I mean, there's so many out there. I mean, I could sit there and just go on and on and on. But these 4 I have used and do still use. So I figured I would touch on those. And like I said, I don't have a Mac, so I can't do the Ecamm one. And is BeLive, is that Mac only? No, it's both. And I think
I have no idea because I've never used any of them. No idea.
Maybe somebody out there, especially if Miss Eileen's out there and she's listening, she'll be able to answer all these questions and help us out.
And Andrew just added this one, appear.in.
Yeah, hadn't seen that in forever, but
yeah, that's forever ago. We have Kentucky Fried 768 is in the house. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
He's over on Twitch. Warren, thank you for joining Warren. He says it's 63 in Southern California. April is also joining us over on Facebook, so we know that's working, which is also something else to mention, Facebook Live. Yeah. And then Be Live is both, according to Rich.
Okay. And it's interesting because Twitch, I believe now actually does that as well. I think they have started their own live streaming software. I don't know if it's for every user, but I think they started.
Do you mean so that you don't have to have something like an encoder?
Right.
Okay, so let's back up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's streaming services or platforms, should we say? Platforms. And then there are streaming services. Yes. And then there are encoders. This is probably the most confusing thing ever. This conversation, I think, is the most confusing. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
100%. I totally agree with you, because I think that that's one of the biggest things too, is that that's what confuses people, like, cause somebody said, well, I don't want to use OBS because I can use StreamYard. Well, they're interchangeable. They're two different things. There's two different use cases.
Okay. So the way I would say that is OBS is a tool that you can use standalone. Right. As well as in conjunction with something like StreamYard.
Because it has a virtual camera, yes. Otherwise, it would not be able to be used with it.
Right. So something like, and this is getting more confusing, but something like Streamlabs.
True.
Which is the Streamlabs OBS, which they call slobs for short. That is another thing that you cannot use with StreamYard because it doesn't have the virtual camera.
Crazy. And I got thumbs up on Facebook from David Griffin. I appreciate that, buddy. He's an old friend of mine. And then April gave me on Facebook a couple loves there. Thank you.
Thank you both. All right. Rich is saying BeLive.tv costs.
Oops, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. If you want to do more than one service. And so then that opens up a whole nother box of confusion, is that some things are free, some things have free limited, and some things are paid for only.
So the thing is, here's the deal. YouTube, let's look at YouTube. YouTube, you can live stream, start a YouTube live stream. It's one person. It's just you live streaming. You can do it on mobile and you can do it on desktop. Either way, you can just start a live stream and start streaming. So you can do that on YouTube. It's free.
And it goes to YouTube and YouTube only. You cannot go take that to any other streaming platform.
There you go.
It can be recorded.
Yep.
You can it would stay on YouTube as either private, unlisted, or public.
Correct.
You can change it after the fact.
Yep.
You can have a description, a title, a thumbnail. You cannot do an intro video.
Right. When you create from that, you can actually, it gives you an option to send it out to your Facebook, to your Twitter, to send the link. Just the link.
To send a link. You are not streaming on those platforms.
Not a feed, right, exactly. Right. Yeah, just to clarify.
Yeah, so you can actually announce that you are live, but you are only live on YouTube.
Exactly. So very limited. That would be my biggest thing there. And it's only one person, it's you.
Can you set up in advance? Yes.
Absolutely. You can schedule. And the nice thing is there's no download. It's all browser based.
Sheila's here. I want to make sure we interrupt this conversation to say hello, Sheila. So glad you're here. Andrew mentioned this. You cannot screen share.
There's a lot of functionality. There's a lot of functionality between these that you can't do. I mean, we could sit here and go through a list of all the things. I don't want to.
Well, I think it's good to say some of the common things that people are looking for, and screen share is definitely one of those. So that's good to say. So
yeah, I guess
you can't have a guest. You can't have a guest, and you can't screen share, and you cannot stream to other platforms. Those are pretty big ones, I think, need to be mentioned. So
StreamYard. Let's take the second one. StreamYard. You can't. Okay, so there's limited with the branding. Limited with the branding.
So this one has a free version as well as a deluxe paid for version.
And then
in the basic free version, things that are limited are branding, being able to go to multiple platforms.
You can go to just one. That's it.
Just one. Okay.
You can go to Restream. You could go to Restream and then go to multiple platforms. Right. But that's open up. If we had a web, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like a family tree. It's like a family tree just kind of going all over the place.
But you can have guests. You can have guests and you can have up to.
In StreamYard, you can have up to, I believe it's 6 on screen.
Right. And then
10 total.
And is that with the free version? That is also with the free version.
I believe that is still with the free version, yes.
Also, you can screen share and so can your guests.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. So that's all with the free version.
That's
You
all
just can't
free
change,
version of
just
StreamYard.
can't change branding. You can't add all the extra videos. You can't have intro videos. You can't do all that stuff.
Okay, so you can definitely go to YouTube from StreamYard. What else can you go to from StreamYard as it
On the
is free?
on the free version, you could stream to Facebook Live. You
Okay.
can stream to or YouTube, or I'm saying or because you can only do one,
Right.
or Twitch, or a Facebook page, a Facebook group. Any of those individually you could go to.
Or RTMP.
Yep, you can always do an RTMP. Yep.
Right, which is a whole nother show. That's not something we're covering.
It is.
Okay, so you can do those, one of those things with the free paid for version, or I'm sorry, with the free version. With the paid for version, you can do multiple at the same time, right?
Correct. Yes,
okay,
that's correct.
And your branding is set up how you want it, but
you
can go to 2 with a paid for. Okay,
right. There is a pro version. I'm just going to tell the pro version first because it only has one extra feature. That's 5 places.
Oh,
5 places with the pro version.
Nifty. Okay, good to know.
Send all 5, but that's really the only pro feature that it provides.
Okay.
The other one is the other paid version, the middle version, and that is the one where you can go to 2 different places, any one of those 2 that we just mentioned, with a lot more features. You have branding, you have all kinds of other stuff as far as the banners go. I mean, the banners is in each one, comments is in each one. It starts with the backgrounds and overlays and all that stuff where it adds the extra stuff.
Okay, so without going into all those details, because we did do a StreamYard specific to free and paid for version, which might need a little bit of updating with the pro version now, but not much. And then, so we don't want to just hang out on StreamYard because we know we could do an entire show on that. But so April's asking about Zoom, so we'll get to Zoom in a second. Tech with Brett is here. After you guys showed me StreamYard, I would say it is one of the easiest and most complete streaming platform that you can get set up in minutes, and I would have to agree with him there.
Well, and the nice thing about that is it's not downloaded. Just to iterate on. I mean, there's nothing to download. That's why it's so easy. I can get on my Chromebook. I can get on my phone. I did 15 live streams from my telephone.
Totally browser based, meaning you don't need an app on your cell phone. You don't need all those kinds of things. And that's a little bit more complicated to do from your phone.
They don't recommend it from the phone.
But that's a whole nother show. Michael did a video on that. Okay, so Andrew says monologue talking head equals YouTube webcam live streaming. Okay. You can do banners on the free version. Okay, good to know. All right.
Yeah, you can do banners on all the versions, but anyway, go ahead.
All right. And then this one is OBS. So we'll talk about Zoom and then we'll talk about OBS. I like OBS for its stream quality and openness with adding in pop-up videos and stuff like it. But it takes some work to get set up. And that's more of an advanced user, in my opinion.
Great. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take that.
No, it's fine. You do whatever you want. It's your show.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
And screen sharing, Rich is talking about. Hello, construction cronies.
Hey, Chris Conkle vlogs.
If they keep adding things to StreamYard, eventually one of the pillars would drop off. Ease of use. Maybe they're still doing a great job of keeping it real simple though.
Yeah, I think they really push for that too.
And that's why I said, okay, with Rich's comment here, I have to agree. It is very complicated. Again, that's why I said advanced user for sure. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Zoom is the next one.
Zoom is the next one. So here's the deal. So for me, okay, so YouTube, here's the way I view it. Here's in my eyes, since we're already on Zoom, and here's why I want to preface this before I get to the Zoom part of it. In my opinion, this is just me. Zoom is great for meetings, webinars, that type of thing. If you want to do live streaming, Zoom maybe not necessarily, but you can. But it's great for that big meeting and that kind of thing, or bringing people in. Anybody that's seen my game show, I can bring in 12 people. So we're all in there, and Zoom helps me do that by bringing all the people in with good quality video. Okay. So is it a live streaming service? Yes, now it is. You're allowed to go to stream to Facebook and YouTube. Is it paid for? Yes, it is. YouTube's a single person. Okay. So a single person streaming something, get it out there, boom. And it goes right to YouTube. You can save it right to YouTube as what she said, those three things: private, unlisted, or public. StreamYard is great for like what we're doing. This is
a
perfect.
production. It's a production company.
But easy.
Yeah.
Really simplified.
Mm-hmm.
You can go live quickly and boom, you get into it, you go and boom, there you go. Zoom is a lot more complicated, a lot more functionality and different things to it. Lots of stuff. They have, video backgrounds now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've really just added a whole bunch of stuff.
But with Zoom, you have like an unlimited really number of things that you can do and ways that you can utilize it. However, it is something that does have to be installed.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that does have somewhat of a learning curve, because there are so many options. There's a lot of things to check and uncheck, to boxes in the settings to go through and different tabs and whatnot. Definitely, sky is the limit on the things that you can do there, really, because they have totally implemented almost everything ever requested, from streaming capability to a streaming platform to a meeting room to breakout rooms to webinars it's just an incredible service. However, it isn't what OBS is, in the sense that OBS will control all of your scenes and transitions and stuff. StreamYard has some of that, meaning you can put banners up like that, or you can put a running ticker across the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do all those kinds of things using OBS in almost any one of these services. Sure. So that's where it's more of a tool over the top of, but it doesn't have to be.
Right. No, exactly.
So again, I hope you're all
it's confusing. Yeah, I know it can be confusing. I know that a lot of people, this is why I wanted to bring this up today, because there's a lot of different things and different ways that you can use all of these. I'm just trying to put what I do and what I think, why I do the certain ways, the way I do it. So with Zoom also, Zoom is paid for. Zoom is desktop. No, you're all right.
And there's 104 options at present. Thank you, Andrew, for that.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about Zoom, Andrew's the one to ask.
One thing that Zoom does over all the rest is you can screen share when you're in on mobile. That is incredible.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's the only one that I know of or have found that actually does that too, which is why a lot of times I will be in a Zoom meeting to do like my daily tips that I do with our community and things like that. Because if I'm doing a mobile one, I can get on the screen share and I can show and I can draw on screen with Zoom and everything else. There's a lot of cool features and tools, but again, I use all of these together.
Right.
I'm unique, but some people are asking, which one should I get? Which one? You really have to know what you're trying to do, I think, is the main thing, and what you want to get out there and a point.
That is exactly where I was going to go with this was, okay, so I think rather than starting with what system should I use and combination of systems, etc., I think the question, and I've been saying this since the beginning of streaming for me, before we ever even called it live streaming, is what is it that you want to do? What is it that you are capable of? What kind of devices are you going to use, and how do you want to present them? That's where you need to start. You start there, because if you don't have a production system or people to put together a good production for you, to handle the comments, to handle the going live, the setting of the video, the commercial advertisements, the banners across the screen, if you don't have someone doing those things, you're going to be doing it all yourself. You want it to be as simple as possible. And is it really necessary? Are all of those features absolutely necessary to get a good video across? If you have great content, the answer should be no.
I agree. And one of the biggest reasons why I do, especially like this show, and even on the weekend, one of the biggest things why I use StreamYard is because comments can come up on screen.
Right.
And that
so when we're able to do this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And and I'm not
15
sure
bucks.
what that's for. Oh, I think that's for
Probably
Zoom, right?
Zoom. Yeah, probably
Zoom
Zoom.
Pro
Yeah.
meeting is 12 a month if paid yearly. Webinar is costly part. And then,
Yeah.
as he said, he
Yeah.
pays that much Canadian. And that right there, that feature of bringing in those comments
Yeah.
and making that connection with the
Unbelievable.
audience is the thing that we have loved since the day we started working together. And that's the one thing that we've been hoping would come across somewhere in all of these streaming platforms and services has always been, but can we pull up comments? And honestly, StreamYard's the only one that has successfully done that.
Well, vMix does the same thing. It does a really good job with that too.
Yeah, but tell me about that. What is that?
vMix, if you ever watched, well, just go to vMix. They do a monthly, they're on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel and they have a monthly show that they do, and they'll show you all the stuff that they can do, and they can bring their comments up on screen. You can redesign the comments. You can put them off all on one side. You can put full screen. You could do below, whatever. Very customizable. Branding is built. I mean, you have to build it in. It's a bit complex. You know, you think OBS is pretty tough. It's pretty tough as well, but it's made to do that kind of stuff. So if you're willing to put in the work for that, but vMix is great for that. Live Streaming Pros, I know some of the people out there watch those guys. That's all they use is vMix, and they do a great job with it. They do an excellent job with it. But,
so at the time of this recording, Construction Cronies is telling us that it is $80. What is that symbol? What does that mean? $800.
Okay. Well, last time I was looking at vMix, it was $350, and then what
US.
you do is, US, and you just pay for that. It's $350, and then when it changes the number, like if they have version 4.7, you don't have to, you'll get it. 4.8, you get it. 4.9. As soon as they go to 5, then you pay $60 that year. And that gives you the version 5. You can move up to version 5. But so that's how they get money
updates until the new version.
Yes, exactly.
Updates until the new version. I see.
Yeah. That was the way it was. That structure was probably a year ago. And
things change too.
Absolutely, 100%. So
I think, is that the one that's also web-based? Is it also web-based?
No. It's all on your computer. It's a download.
Oh, that makes sense. Why the versions? Duh. If I thought about it for a second. Okay. So here's what, and he says, I think in the next comment, it's 801 lifetime or 350 a year, and that would make sense because then it's another $60 to have the new version. That would make sense if that's how it is. Because I've seen that pricing structure for many things.
Okay. So it's 350, not a year. It was 350 when I last looked at it. This was a while ago though.
Okay.
So I'll trust what Chris says there. I mean, I just trust him because he's obviously looked into it and everything.
Right.
But this is what's good about this is our community out here who gives us some feedback like that, so I can see. I haven't looked at it in a while. So to me, that's not worth it.
Right.
I wouldn't do that $350 a year. I mean, but I'm actually kind of doing that with StreamYard for the most part when I go to the pro version. It's $450, I think, per year for the full version, I think. So anyway, so
all right, very interesting. So the bottom line is, in order to have all those bells and whistles and to be able to really put into those things, you either need to take the time and energy to learn something like OBS and then find a place to stream, because you still would have to utilize a streaming service such as YouTube or Facebook, or I mean, you have to have a place for the video to go no matter what you do. So
you have to have your destinations. Yes.
Yeah, and whether you're utilizing a restream service or something like that to have it go to multiple destinations, that's another thing to consider, and more than one or two, and you have to start looking at fees and things like that. So you either spend your time or you spend your money. That's the way it goes. So if you don't want to learn a new thing, you don't want to get into it, honestly, StreamYard has a lot of those answers. Even on the free version, they have a lot of those answers.
They do. The biggest thing is that you could actually use StreamYard Stream to Restream, which allows to go to multiple on the free. I'm talking about the free version.
Mm-hmm.
Use OBS Virtual Camera to bring in your own production where you can put people and stuff wherever you want with banners and all different kinds of things and do your fundraisers and all that stuff all on their stream just to bring comments in with the free version of StreamYard. No branding, because you do all the branding through your OBS Virtual Camera, which is a good segue into the OBS end of it. OBS gives you that back end and it's free. He just told me $800 for vMix. OBS free, you know.
Right. Again, it's either you're spending your time learning and investing your time into the product so that you can learn how to utilize it and set it up and all those kinds of things, or you're spending your money and letting it just be done. And I don't know how easy vMix is, but I know that StreamYard is incredibly easy to do a great deal of those things that we're talking about. Not all of them, though.
True. Yeah. Like we're stuck with two pictures side by side, like what you're seeing out there right now. We're stuck
that's
with
kind of a pain. We can't. One of the things that drives me crazy about StreamYard, and I know this is a question that gets asked a lot in the StreamYard community over on Facebook, and that is, how can I be, the smaller picture? Because when we do this, like who gets to be the small picture and the big picture? There's only one way to do it. The host is always the bigger picture. And that's kind of a pain. That's such a pain.
Well, especially when you have a guest on, you want your guest to be larger when you're over off to the side. Whereas in OBS, I can set up different scenes to change all of that, make all that work.
Again, the tool that you're utilizing on top of the streaming service, which then goes to a platform where it can be seen. Just trying so hard to simplify all the.
But there's a couple other things with StreamYard. Let's go back and talk about that one real quick. I mean, I know it's back and forth, but StreamYard, there's no passwords. So you don't have to worry about passwords. You don't have to remember a password for your StreamYard account. What they do is they send you a code and you put the code in, you come right in. That's very convenient. Inviting
so you're talking about your guests, or you're just talking about
you personally. Yeah.
As the owner. Okay. And then for guests, how do you get a guest in?
Just there's a link that you copy that link, send them that link, however you send it to them, text, email. I don't think Facebook works. Like you can't send it through Facebook Messenger because everyone that's tried it on Facebook Messenger, Zoom won't open through there.
Oh, okay.
So
Zoom,
send that.
You're talking about Zoom or StreamYard?
So it's Zoom. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm getting confused now. Now I'm getting confused. Zoom link will not work in Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
When you give it to them over that. I don't know why. So they'd have to export it, put it in their browser and go in that way or something. I don't know how they'd have to open up Zoom first or whatever. They can't just click it and go. Whatever.
Okay. So back to StreamYard. For us to get in, it was just a code. For your guests to get in, it's a link you send them, and there's nothing to download. So they just click it and they have to let it have permission to their camera and their video or audio.
Let me see if I can share. I'm going to share right now. So hopefully I'm sharing this screen.
So
you are. So what I want to do is down at the bottom here, and you can't see it very well because of the. Let me take the banner off.
There you go.
It says right here, invite. When I click invite, there's the link, and anybody could come in. I'm going to turn it off real quick but that's because I don't want everybody just coming on in. But
Andrew already screen captured it, and he'll be popping in any second.
But that's how they send them a link. They get that link. They press on it. They come in through their browser. There's no download. Right. Boom. They don't have to worry. That's one nice thing. Whereas Zoom, they have to have the app downloaded on their computer and all this kind of stuff. You can come in through the browser. It's just a lot more processes to go through to get all that to happen. So again, StreamYard really try to make it easy for ease of use for sure.
All right. Just real quick, the vMix pricing. Thank you, Andrew, for popping that up there. Construction Crony. Sorry if I'm not getting the name right. He was looking at the 4K version. That's 700 US. Yeah.
See, and you don't even need the 4K. Just so people know out there, you don't even need the 4K version right now because Facebook doesn't do 4K, YouTube doesn't do 4K, Twitch does not do 4K. None of them do 4K that I know of. I mean, that could have changed, but as far as I know, what?
I think Twitch does have a 4K version, but it's for the whatever they call their paid for. Yeah, I can't remember what the heck that's called.
The affiliates or whatever they call those guys.
No, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what they call that, but it's like Nitro or whatever that
Oh,
you
okay.
pay.
I got it. That's
Yeah.
Discord, I think. Discord Nitro. But anyway,
Maybe.
I know that one. Anyway, okay.
I know this is too confusing.
So OBS. Okay. So OBS, you have to have somewhere to send your live stream to. It's not a streaming service. What it does is it gives us these backgrounds that you see, the Game of Thrones that Heather and I have up. We're able to do that because of a virtual camera. That's what it gives you the opportunity for. And they do not have a Mac version, but they say Ecamm is what'll do that. So
Okay.
Ecamm does that. So that's the difference there, and that's how those work. So OBS, what OBS gives you is the opportunity to be able to run things along the side, switch to a different camera, do other things. I can go to my table camera. I can go to an intro and a very long intro, that kind of thing. I can do all of that and pull that up on screen so you can see those different things. I can do
a video on OBS, didn't you? On what OBS allows, or where's just workshops in the community?
I was just workshops in our community. I have not been out public. I've had a lot of people ask me. I was like, well, join our community.
Yeah, it's a complicated system, so I can totally understand that, because just even being able to set up like you have a ticker running down below us. This is a StreamYard service that is a part of the service where he's typed in a message over along the side and he's put it in as a ticker. Mm-hmm. That is part of StreamYard. You can actually make one of those, but in OBS. But in order to do that, there's several steps that you have to take and several things that need to be done in order for a blue bar to be this high, running along the bottom at a certain speed, all that kind of stuff. So we're talking about, again, investing time and energy into learning and instituting a process such as OBS or Ecamm or any of those, or spending the money for something like a StreamYard or whatever to have those things just click and play.
Correct. Yeah, that's a great point. A very, very good point, because I think there's a lot of times when you're
I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. That's Pop. I want to talk to me. I love it. The grandbaby watching you on the big screen, I bet. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Evie.
That's funny. I love it. I get to see her this weekend, so that's a good thing too.
Oh, that's too exciting. I miss my grandbaby so much. So when I get to for even just a split second, enjoy somebody else's grandbabies, that's just awesome. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Sorry. Side note.
Okay. Yes. So the live streaming versus live meetings versus live, if you have your phone and your gimbal, I have done a video on a gimbal, but if you have a gimbal and you're just going around and you're doing stuff for fun, YouTube probably is the best, easiest way to get on live, go, boom, do something and share.
And there's more than just YouTube. There's Facebook Live, there's Instagram Live, the LinkedIn now has a live that you can qualify for. There's probably other ones. I have no clue. All I'm saying is that it is real simple. If you have a mobile device and a tripod, you could do a very good vlog or live stream of any kind, informational, even art.
There you go. Even art. How about that?
Yeah.
So hopefully that gives some people the idea of why maybe you might use one of those over the other.
Or you might be totally confused and still need help. So then go ahead and join our community and we'll help you individually.
Yeah, absolutely. I did that the other day. I know one of our members, Mia Voss, she reached out to me. She said, look, I know you're at work, but can you answer a question? I said, no, give me an hour and I'll get on with you. And I got on with her and walked her through StreamYard. She thought that you could do, instead of a thumbnail for Facebook or YouTube, she thought you could put a video in there. To her, that's what an intro video meant. And that's not what it means at all. The intro video is completely separate once you get in and do whatever. And I was like, It's kind of like the old events on Hangouts. If you know those,
Oh, yeah.
we used to be able to put a video in there that would tell
More
you
like
about
a trailer.
It is. It's like a trailer. Yeah. And then when the actual show started, it came into your live stream and did that. It was really, I mean, they really did a lot of things right. But anyway, that's a whole different subject and con. So
yeah. We could maybe have a reminiscing show of the things that no longer exist, but
one of the things that I think is if you want to have your own personalized and individual areas and stuff like that you want to take over on the screen, I think OBS is worth learning. The other thing is that I have actually done this, set up scenes for you, pass it over to you, let you have it, and you can just do whatever. I mean, I'm willing to do that for people. It's a paid for thing, but I'm willing to do that so you wouldn't have to do all that legwork.
That's fascinating because you could actually set up a profile for folks that has the scenes that they need with the transition set up and everything. All you would have to do then is walk them through setting up their webcam and microphones and whatnot. So that is a fabulous service.
I've done it. Yep.
That's pretty cool. And I think honestly, you've just got to ask yourself first and foremost, what is it that I want to do and how do I want to get it out there? That's where you have to start. And if you need help hashing those things out, we are also available to talk about those things as well, because Michael and I have been doing this for a very long time, since 2012, 2013. Yeah. And we are both we've seen so many people use platforms for so many different things that we've got a lot of different experiences in helping people behind the scenes that we would love to help you get started or even tweak or improve what it is that you're working on if you're interested in that. And if you have something, maybe there's a unique way that you utilize one of these services, we would love to hear about that, because that would be kind of something we can maybe share with the community and let folks see another way that we might not have covered.
Or a service that you're using that we didn't know about. That'd be awesome to know that too. Put that in the comments. Yeah, put that in the comments. I'd love to see and hear.
We'd love to have you as a guest on the show, just talking about the way that you do live streaming or how you utilize technology in general would be an amazing thing to do. It doesn't have to just be live streaming. So I'd personally love to see some people get on this show to say, hey, this is something I haven't seen you guys talk about, and this is what I do, and this is the services I offer.
I tell you, and some things, just a last touch on something that's not necessarily video recording, but it is recording, because I know podcasts have become really popular, is I use Voicemeeter, and you can record with Voicemeeter, and it turns out amazingly, because the equalizer on it just fix it up, and that's a whole different subject, I know. But also StreamYard includes where you can record as well for podcasts. They have that where you have that option now too in StreamYard that does that. Zoom separates your video, your audio, your whether you want the gallery. I mean, it has all of that. So a lot of these and all these kind of have that separate video. It's really kind of cool.
That reminds me, that is, I utilized Zoom for that. I would do a sort of like a morning vlog once a week where I would just tell folks what was going on. And Zoom is really cool because now this was part of the paid for version, keep that in mind. But Zoom is really cool because it gave me 2 links to share. One was the video and the other one was just the audio. So I could actually provide both of those links to my newsletter subscribers, and they could listen in their car. And I don't think they needed to have Zoom. I think it was a web link. So they just did, all they had to do was click it and it played.
That's right. That's exactly.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that service. That's actually a really cool, easy, super easy podcasting. And it saved it to the cloud. So it wasn't like I had to host it on my website or anything. It was totally, and it was private. You only had it if you had the link. That was the only way you could get that. So I had totally forgotten about that service because that was very valuable. Many people really enjoyed getting those video and audio vlogs from me. And I did nothing other than what I would normally do. I basically streamed to a camera and then sent out the links. I never had to remix anything. I never had to split anything or pull out audio and then relabel it or reformat it or any of those things that you sometimes have to go through for podcasts. So that was kind of cool.
100%, 100%. I think we're going to wrap this up. We've been on for a while now. If anybody has any last minute questions, feel free to put those out there. I'm going to talk about the after show link, or we call it Backstage Pass, is available for private Tinkering with Tech site. And if you're a member, members can join up. And we also we'll have it in the Discord community too. Sometimes I put it over there, sometimes I don't. Sometimes
it's definitely in the Hangouts link though for the members. They definitely get the link there.
Yeah, you'll get the link there for
if
sure.
If you're not a member, you're not getting the link. I can promise you that.
No, but and if you want to join our community, which we would love to have you join, please. I mean, it's $10 a month.
Try us for a month. It's worth $10 to find out if we, meaning Michael, is worth the $10, because he does a lot of cool things. He has a daily tip that he shares every day. You get the access to all the archived daily tips. You get a workshop at least once a month. He sometimes does more than that. And you, of course, have access to both of us 24 hours a day almost, because I mean, you can reach out anytime. I don't know if we'll answer right away, but and not when I'm sleeping. I'll promise you, I won't answer when I'm sleeping. But I do sleep for like 3 hours a day, so I can't work during that time. But anyway, we are there. Oh, look at this. Andrew says 7 different recording options with Zoom. That's insane. And then the membership gives you access to over 200 daily tips.
200, isn't that crazy?
That's pretty crazy.
No, everybody says, hey, you're going to run out of tips to do. I was like, yeah, you're probably
right. Yeah, right. Roz has joined us. Hello. It's a beautiful day today. That's good to hear over there in South Australia, because I haven't heard you say that in a long time, Roz. Very, very glad. Praise God. Yes.
I'm just making sure. I wanted to make sure I'm doing it right now. I want to make sure that I have over there the in the description how to join the community and everything.
Yes.
So
so if you're on YouTube, you should be able to see in the description the link on how to join the community. If you're watching this in replay, we'd love it if you left us a comment, hit that like and subscribe, of course.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you guys being here and joining us live.
I will have the Backstage Pass link in the Hangout message. Come on over and talk to us for a little bit. We'd love to. For community members, we appreciate you. Heather, thank you so much for making it this week.
You too, Michael, always.
I do. I love it. I enjoy this a bunch. Next week, we're going to have on Modern Day Tech. Eric's going to come on and talk to us a little bit about his channel and some of the things he's doing. So love to chat with him. And as long as everything works out. We were supposed to have a guest on tonight, but it didn't work out. He was on a plane somewhere, so he couldn't make it. So I get that. I understand.
Don't say it like I was the fallback or something. Don't say it like that.
No, I was the fallback.
I see.
You're the host, I'm the fallback. So well, I look at it. But look, thank you, folks. I appreciate you guys. We're going to end it now and head over to the Backstage Pass. Thank you again, and we appreciate you. Anybody that rewatches this, like she said, put some comments out there, please. We want the comments. Just give us some feedback. Thank you. See ya. Bye.